Nag-stream ko.
Yay! Say, witness. Alam mo ka nakastream magbalik?
Yep.
Wow. So akong kaonon. Say mong by the way, love. Say, uy, by the way.
By the way, nag-stream ko.
Okay. Go, go. Ano ko kasabot?
Hi. Ano ka?
Nahulog ko.
Tagam.
Ako tuhod.
Tagam deserve.
Ika.
Deserve.
Dali pa po to. Oh my.
Unsa ka karon lab?
Meeting.
Ang kinsa na meeting. Kinsa na meeting. La, by the way, nastorya ano ni mo silang
Oh.
Luchi about unsaan pag-approach ani Peerkada kung online ba ni or local?
Local lang.
Local lang. Hmm.
Nagturo na ba yata, di ba?
Local, local, local,
Nagturo na ta, di ba?
local, 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 local.
Yeah.
Oy,
Di ba nag-story na ta about that?
kakalimot ko. Ang sagali ato ang unsa niya na? Consensus na ana.
Kanang i-local lang na to, di ba? Matindi one. Yung mga shooter online.
Right.
And then, ano lang, for the summary, spreadsheet na to.
Okay.
Di ba?
Mga ba na?
Muna.
Wait lang. Kung local, mahitabo kay Wow. I don't know. Pwede ba ni local? Kadali lang. Let me think.
Abon sa akong kauna na
Rice. Rice. You're gonna eat rice.
ay
Ganahan man ko i-deploy ni online. Pero okay po siya local kay naka-answer jud po siya local. Nakaset siya og local. Kaso, ang mahitabo man gud if i-local nimo siya, daghan kag i-install, mag-install ka og PHP mag-install ka og database sa computer. Tapos mag-install sab ka og basically exam. I-install mo exam para maka-local host ka.
yes, love, I agree.
Saan man niya?
Ayos lang na ba?
AI baby, let's go AI. AI baby, let's go AI. Hi me, what's up me? AI baby, let's go AI. Hi me, what's up me? Alright, anyways. AI baby, let's Hi me, what's up me? Mana? What's up? YouTube. YouTube.
Is Thunderbelt OP? Let's break it down. First, let's learn how it works. Every 4 seconds, your next basic attack will trigger the Thunderbelt passive, dealing AoE true damage based on your hybrid defense and slowing the enemy. When you activate this effect on an enemy hero, you gain a Thunderbelt stack. Each stack gives you 1 point of hybrid defense, making you tankier over time. So, buy Thunderbelt early to start accumulating those stacks. But remember, Thunderbelt won't add stacks if you use skills to hit the enemy. It only works with basic attacks. Marksmen and mages only get half of Thunderbelt's effect. Some heroes, like Ruby, with her cleave, can stack multiple Thunderbelt stacks at once, making it especially potent on them. It's a great build on heroes like Kufra, Minsither, Sun, Hylos, Ruby, Khalid, and Barretts, or heroes that want to be tanky and hit the enemy at the same time. In short, Thunderbelt is a strong item in the right hands, but it's not OP across the board. It's all about using it on the right heroes. Thanks for watching.
The rainwater touches the silica.
You're at.
Just to let you know, you are not allowed even to ride a pedal bike around here, let alone an electric bike. It disturbs the wildlife. By driving that around, you are possibly stopping birds breeding. So please don't do it.
Okay.
Also, I saw you earlier driving at an incredibly dangerous speed.
Yeah.
If I see you doing it again, I will call the police.
I'd rather you call the police, because the police told me to come in here.
So weird.
What?
Police actually told me to come in here.
What for?
But, to ride.
You're joking.
Yeah. You're at.
Just to let you know, you are not allowed even to ride a pedal bike around here, let alone an electric bike. It disturbs the wildlife. By driving that around, you are possibly stopping birds breeding. So please don't do it.
Okay.
Also, I saw you earlier driving at an incredibly dangerous speed.
Yeah.
If I see you doing it again, I will call the police.
I'd rather you call the police, because the police told me to come in here.
What?
Police actually told me to come in here.
What for?
But, to ride.
You're joking.
Yeah. You're at.
Hey John, did you know Genshin Impact was in a Coldplay music video? Coldplay? Didn't they do Viva La Vida? You're telling me the people who wrote Viva La Vida have Jungli and Yae Miko in their newest music video? What? Where's this? I feel like I recognize that wheel. Singapore? Okay, that's what I thought. What? What? Is Coldplay sponsored by Hoyoverse? What is happening? Hi Yae Miko. Hi Zhongli. Wait, the part I'm confused on is the rest of it is just like people like kind of living normally. There's no way. This is crazy! They look so good! What? What is happening? The shipping wars are over. Jun Miko confirmed. To the two characters who canonically never met each other. All those other Wattpads, Twitter drafts, delete them. Wait, why is it? Chat, we're watching Yae Miko dance on stage with Coldplay in their official music video. What alternate timeline am I living in right now?
What is that on top?
It's American flag.
Okay. Whilst I admire how much you love your country, I've never quite seen a flag like that. Ah, that's a generous portion of frosting. Holy mackerel. It is so sweet. I mean, take a little bite and just get a little gist of what I'm saying. It's sticking to the roof of my mouth and on my first mouthful.
I think it's a good cake. I don't think it's too sweet. I have to disagree with Chef Ramsay. I think it actually tastes pretty good to me. I think just everybody has a different palate.
I'm not following. What's the discussion here? What don't you agree with?
It's not that I don't agree, okay? Let's change that, okay? Let's get that straight. I'm trying to learn here. What I'm trying to understand is what's considered more sweet.
Are you the kind of guy who lives in a delusion?
Look, I'm on the edge of going home. I'll be honest with you, I'm on the edge of going home. Baking sucks for me.
If you think Gordon's pal is terrible, you're allowed to think
That's not
that.
what I said at all. Don't put words in my mouth.
What is that on top?
It's the American flag.
Okay. Whilst I admire how much you love your country, I've never quite seen a flag like that. Ah, that's a generous portion of frosting. Holy mackerel. It is so sweet. I mean, take a little bite and just get a little gist of what I'm saying. It's sticking to the roof of my mouth and on my first mouthful.
I think it's a good cake. I don't think it's too sweet. I have to disagree with Chef Ramsay. I think it actually tastes pretty good to me. I think just everybody has a different palate.
I'm not following. What's the discussion here? What don't you agree with?
It's not that I don't agree, okay? Let's change that, okay? Let's get that straight. I'm trying to learn here. What I'm trying to understand is what's considered more sweet.
Are you the kind of guy who lives in a delusion?
Look, I'm on the edge of going home. I'll be honest with you, I'm on the edge of going home. Baking sucks for me.
If you think Gordon's pal is terrible, you're allowed to think
That's not
that.
what I said at all. Don't put words in my mouth.
What is that on top?
It's the American flag.
Okay. Whilst I admire how much you love your country, I've never quite seen a flag like that. Ah, that's a generous portion of frosting. Holy mackerel. It is so sweet. I mean, take a little bite and just get a little gist of what I'm saying. It's sticking to the roof of my mouth and on my first mouthful.
I think it's a good cake. I don't think it's too sweet. I have to disagree with Chef Ramsay. I think it actually tastes pretty good to me. I think just everybody has a different palate.
I'm not following. What's the discussion here? What don't you agree with?
It's not that I don't agree, okay? Let's change that, okay? Let's get that straight. I'm trying to learn here. What I'm trying to understand is what's considered more sweet.
Are you the kind of guy who lives in a delusion?
Look, I'm on the edge of going home. I'll be honest with you, I'm on the edge of going home. Baking sucks for me.
If you think Gordon's pal is terrible, you're allowed to think
That's not
that.
what I said at all. Don't put words in my mouth.
What is that on top?
It's the American flag.
Double kill! Triple kill! Attack! Maniac! Shut down!
Yo, Cody, can you make the Pac-Man sound? Yo, Cody, can you make the Pac-Man sound? Yo,
So you put a tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house?
Yes, that's correct. I found out about this contest, if you'd like to call it that, and naturally I was a little skeptical. So what I did, I called the radio station and I spoke with a gentleman, and he did in fact confirm that this offer was legit. He also directed me to the contest page on the station's website.
Tattoo them across your forehead. Be the first listener to do it and win $250,000.
So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the radio station, They glared at me in disbelief.
I could have never imagined somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right? How's he to know that this is not real?
There was a link on there. If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
And the law says if you do a prank and they are harmed, you must pay for that. And in your favor, I'm going to award $510,000. So you put a tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house?
Yes, sir, that's correct. I found out about this contest, if you'd like to call it that, and naturally I was a little skeptical. So what I did, I called the radio station and I spoke with a gentleman, and he did in fact confirm that this offer was legit. He also directed me to the contest page on the station's website.
Tattoo them across your forehead. Be the first listener to do it and win $250,000.
So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the radio station. They glared at me in disbelief.
I could have never imagined somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right? How's he to know that this is not real?
There was a link on there. If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
And the law says if you do a prank and they are harmed, you must pay for that. And in your favor, I'm going to award $510,000. So you put a
3, 2, 1, action!
We wanted someone who would make 6'2" Ryan Reynolds, who isn't exactly lanky.
This is my first movie. For me, as a bodybuilder, performing was always my opportunity to showcase my physique in my best light.
Oh shit, that's a death blow.
I'm this bad guy and all I do is whip a bunch of ass and like I'm invincible. I mean, it's like every man wants this role.
3, 2, 1, up.
We practiced this in rehearsal.
Does that feel like a good height, Chad?
But the other day, they just asked me if I could pick him up without the wires, and I was so confused. I said, want to pick him up over my head like this? Everybody started laughing, and they're like, no, we just want you to see if you can pick him up like this. And I'm like, I mean, I can do it.
Okay, bye. Hey, it's like I'm a feather to him. 3, 2, 1, action!
Oh my god.
Extra fun! I need to focus on the screen. I'm not here.
How clean is rainwater? Well, according to scientists, rainwater is no longer considered safe to drink. So I was curious and tested rain from the mountains versus the city to see if there's a difference and what could be growing inside. To do this, I put both samples into a water safety test. Will change colors if bacteria is detected. I also swabbed both samples into agar plates, which will grow any bacteria that might be present, but too small to be detected by the first test. And after 3 days, the incubator smelled rotten, and something definitely grew. But surprisingly, the water test came back negative, while both agar plates grew what appears to be E. coli, and the mountain rain even grew a second bacteria. So while the test didn't detect harmful levels, bacteria is still present. How clean is rainwater? Well, according to scientists, rainwater is no longer considered safe to drink. So I was curious and tested rain from the mountains versus the city to see if there's a difference and what could be growing inside. To do this, I put both samples into a water safety test that will change colors if bacteria is detected. I also swabbed both samples into agar plates, which will grow any bacteria that might be present, but too small to be detected by the first test. And after 3 days, the incubator smelled rotten, and something definitely grew. But surprisingly, the water test came back negative, while both agar plates grew what appears to be E. coli, and the mountain rain even grew a second bacteria. So while the test didn't detect harm,
god! Stop! Stop. 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 Oh my god, bro.
Life's a game where second place gets you disowned.
Stop! Stop! This section's actually gonna make me crash out. For real. Stop. Stop! Stop! Oh.
Sweet dreams.
She knows.
An enemy.
She knows.
Sweet dreams.
You are a felon, and you have a felons can't have guns. And you get pulled over for a broken taillight. And the police officer comes over to your car and says, you have a broken taillight, I'm gonna write you a ticket. Can I search your car? And you say, no, I have a broken taillight, I'd like to go home. Police officer goes, I'm gonna search your car. Pulls you out of the car, finds the gun. Now, assuming your lawyers are right, and it was an improper search, that evidence then cannot be used at the trial. So does that mean your case goes away? Like, hey, the evidence is gone, they can't use it, I can't be tried, they can't win, I'm good. Not so fast. Even if they can't use it, they know what the evidence was. Then that evidence may lead them to other evidence. That evidence is like a tree. When it spawns and it leads them to new evidence, they can't use any of that other evidence if the illegal evidence was the only way they would have found out about it. As long as they can articulate another way that they would have found that evidence, they can still use it. So police have a vested interest to make sure that they don't discover evidence unlawfully, because then they can't use it. You are a felon, and you have a felons can't have guns. And you get pulled over for
Okay. Upstairs. Huh? Oh yeah, I did. Oh, hey. So we're just. Okay, so.
Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning bed.
Yeah, that's what I need for the machine. Hey.
Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning bed. Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning bed.
I don't.
Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning bed. Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning bed. If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun of my morning, babe. If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun of my morning, babe.
Well, I don't do the N-word.
Huh?
I don't do the N-word.
I don't say the N-word, bro, unless you do. You know what I'm saying, bro? Have you heard the N-word less as you've gotten older in your life, do you feel like, or did you hear it much growing up?
Nah, I never had somebody, like, a different race call me the N-word to my face.
Never?
Never. I think I'm like one of the
ready?
lucky ones. Well, no, wait, whoa, what do you...
When do you think you die, man?
When do I think I die? I think I live longer than I'm supposed to.
Wow, I just had a vision you don't. And I'm not even joking, bro. I don't mean that in a bad way. I love you and everything, but I just...
When am I gonna go?
37?
Bro, that's in like a year and a half.
Sorry, man.
How jealous do you think the back of your balls are of the front of your balls, dude?
Well, the back of your balls hang out with your asshole. The front of your balls hangs out with your dick.
Yeah.
I'd much rather hang out with a dick than an asshole.
Me too. Imagine us being back there. It's like living in the slums.
It's like...
Dude tried to fast himself out of being gay, I remember one time. How many days? I think he did almost 40 days or 20-something days. Isn't that crazy?
How much weight did he lose?
He lost it. Oh, he was ribs and dick by the end of it, you know?
Drinking like Monster energy drinks sometimes, which are like piss magnets. They're delicious, but they make you want to pee.
Make you want to beat your wife, too, dude. I've seen a lot of dudes drinking Monster that you know they're going home to punch.
Well, I don't do the N-word.
Huh?
I don't do the N-word.
I don't say the N-word.
At the launch of the new iPhone, the Apple Store has been hit by a wave of burglars who are effortlessly clearing the counters. They don't need tools or clever skis, just quick hands. They enter the store, pluck iPhones from the display cases, and stash them in their pockets. And sales clerks, for their own safety, are forbidden by new laws to obstruct the criminals. The robbers calmly collect dozens of trophies and leave. And they do not even care about the police car standing at the entrance because they know that it is there just for show. Unfortunately, the stolen iPhones will not be used because they are blocked when you take them out of the store, but no one will prevent the robbers from selling them for parts. At the launch of the new iPhone, the Apple Store has been hit by a wave of burglars who are effortlessly clearing the counters. They don't need tools or clever skis, just quick hands. They enter the store, pluck iPhones from the display cases, and stash them in their...
Those who can't enjoy the thrill of completion will never experience the glory of victory.
I will find you, my dear brother.
Charged. Alpha, standing by.
I shall always stand my ground.
Those who can't enjoy the thrill of completion will never experience the glory of victory.
You are not the father.
And that's for the best. Honestly, it's for the best because he has only stayed this long so that he could get whatever benefit he's getting out of it. But honestly, Your Honor, wait.
Taking care of a 3-year-old child.
I am disgusted that you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy up through a delivery room, let him cut the cord on a baby. I know you know good and well that wasn't his child. I could tell by the look on your face today. He was more nervous than you were. Look, baby, you're gonna have to learn something. This world now, you're a mother. It's not about you. Whether you want to admit it or not, your child has a love and attachment for this man because you made it so. You know what? It is rare that I have to do this, but I can't even look at you no more. Jerome, escort her out. You are not the father.
And that's for the best. Honestly, it's for the best because he has only stayed this long so that he could get whatever benefit he's getting out of it.
Benefit?
But honestly,
What
Your
benefit
Honor,
am I
Wait,
getting?
wait.
Taking
No.
care of a 3-year-old
I
child.
am disgusted that you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy up through a delivery room, let him cut the cord on a baby. I know you know good and well that wasn't his child. I can tell by the look on your face today. He was more nervous than you were. Look, baby, you're gonna have to learn something. This world now, you're a mother. It's not about you. Whether you want to admit it or not, your child has a love and attachment for this man because you made it so. You know what? It is rare that I have to do this, but I can't even look at you no more. Jerome, escort her out. You are not the father.
and that's for the best. Honestly, it's for the best because he has only stayed this long so that he could get whatever benefit he's getting out of it.
Benefit?
But honestly,
What
Your
benefit
Honor,
am I getting?
Wait.
Taking
No.
care of a 3-year-old
I
child.
am disgusted that you would perpetrate this lie on this man during your entire pregnancy.
Bro, it's glass.
Do you have a female friend?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay,
Lock
call her
it,
right now.
man. I gotta lock it. Okay, lock in. Finally. Finish. Do this and do that.
Out of nowhere, Microsoft just announced an impossible new quantum computing chip named Majorana 1. But it's not your average quantum chip. They claim to have created an entirely new state of matter. So now we have solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and the new kid on the block, the topo computer, or topological supercomputer.
It is entirely a new state of matter.
If it turns out not to be your typical Microsoft BS, and that's a big if, it could be a breakthrough on par with the transistor. The humble transistor allowed computers to scale up to millions of bits, and the topo computer could be the technology that allows us to scale up to millions of qubits. Without exaggeration, that would make computers billions of times faster than current tech, allowing us to do incredible things like develop new medicines, simulate entire worlds of AI girlfriends, and run Microsoft Windows updates in seconds instead of hours. In today's video, we'll look at the crazy science behind Microsoft's Majorana 1 chip and find out if it'll finally make quantum computing suck so much. It is February 21st, 2025, and you're watching The Code Report. One of the worst things that ever happened to me in my entire life was when I upgraded from Windows XP to Windows Vista in 2007. It was a traumatizing experience, but it changed my life and got me to start using Linux. Today, my PTSD was triggered when I saw that Microsoft was hyping up this new quantum chip, because as of today, it's utterly useless for all practical purposes. However, it could be a significant breakthrough that gets us to quantum computers in years, not decades, according to CEO Satya Nadella. This announcement comes just weeks after Google announced its Willow chip, which itself is also useless, but made a significant breakthrough in error correction rates. What's interesting though is that the Majorana 1 chip uses a fundamentally different architecture. It's based on the Majorana fermion, which is a subatomic particle that's also its own antiparticle. Like an electron has a negative charge, and then it has an opposite partner called a positron, and when they meet, they annihilate each other. What's weird about the Majorana particle though is that it's like a mirror image of itself. There's no positive or negative side, and that makes it resistant to decoherence, which is where things get really weird. Quantum computers rely on quantum properties like superposition and entanglement. That allows qubits to represent the probability of multiple ones and zeros at the same time. But the problem is that qubits are extremely delicate and affected by their environment. Through a process called quantum decoherence, they gradually lose these cool properties and collapse to a regular classical state. It's like trying to get a choir to sing in perfect harmony in a war zone. That creates high error rates in quantum computers, and what's special about the Majorana fermion is that it's highly resistant to decoherence. This weird subatomic particle was first theorized in 1937, but wasn't actually observed until 2020 when researchers found them in islands of gold. And actually, Microsoft claimed to have seen them until 2020 when researchers found them in islands of gold. And actually, Microsoft claimed to have seen them back in 2018, but they had to retract this research paper when it was found that they misrepresented the results. But now, just a few years later, Microsoft is claiming they can not only observe them, but also control them. They released a paper describing topological quantum computing, where they braid and fuse these particles together and then measure them, all of which occurs on a nanowire that's engineered atom by atom. Basically, you have these Majorana 0 modes at either end of the wire, Then to compute things, they measure if there's an even or odd number of electrons in the wire. The end result is a new type of semiconductor called a topoconductor, which is basically a superconductor-semiconductor sandwich where the semiconductor mimics the superconductor. And these can be chained together to scale up to millions of qubits on a small chip like this. The chip does need to be kept at a temperature of near absolute zero, and although they say it can scale up to millions of qubits, they haven't actually done that yet. As of today, it appears that Google and IBM are far ahead in the quantum computing race, but Microsoft played the long game here, and they're really the only big company that's taking the topological approach. And if they're not just overhyping it like the Microsoft kin, then it could actually change the world. And that means us programmers will need to rewrite every line of code to optimize for quantum hardware. And an awesome tool that can help you review all that code is CodeRabbit, the sponsor of today's video, an AI co-pilot for code reviews that gives you instant feedback on every pull request. Unlike basic linters, it understands your entire code base, so it can catch more subtle issues like bad code style or missing test coverage. Then it will suggest simple one-click fixes to help you get things cleaned up quickly. CodeRabbit keeps learning from your PRs over time, so the more you use it, the smarter it gets. It's 100% free for open source projects, but you can get 1 month free for your team using the code Fireship with the link below. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the How to Lose at Chess.
Slightly different, but I don't really notice it unless I stare at it, so it's looking alright.
Here on the Gotham Chess YouTube channel. For those of you that have been watching for a long time, you know that in this playlist, brave users, brave viewers, brave subscribers send me their games. Sometimes they're, but more often than not, they're questionable. But we still can learn many things while laughing at the pain that is chess. We are not laughing at the people who submit these games, rather we are laughing at ourselves and why we even dare to try to learn and how to be better at this game in the first place. And today's video is a special one because today's game was sent by an Italian named Emanuele. Very, very brave individual. Also today, we hit 6 million subscribers on this channel, which is really special. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that is a subscriber. A bunch of people are subscribed and don't want to keep up with chess. Many of you are still not subscribed, but that's totally okay. I think more than anything, what's impressive is this chess channel has 3.3 billion views, which means a large amount of people have gotten into chess. So that is very special. And shout out to all of you. All right. And to celebrate, I request that you check out my Instagram page. Not selling you anything, just check out the Gotham Chess Instagram page. We're posting a lot of fun content on there, a lot of cool memes. I'm gonna try to diversify some of the content that I'm posting all over the place. So yeah, that's my humble request at 6 million subscribers. But on that note, let's jump into this game. As always, the brave individuals that send in their games are given honorary grandmaster titles. Both of them, of course, they are not grandmasters. You can combine their elo and then add another 1,000 to the mix, and they would still not be 1,000. The title, at 1,100, I'm rounding up a little bit. Let's check out this game. But first, let's sip some coffee because we're gonna need it. So, Anton begins the game with e4. Our protagonist, Emanuele, probably started the game like a
Sometimes I'm not sure, but anyway. Well, I'll see you soon. Sounds good. Alright, bye.
There was a time when people couldn't get enough of America's Got Talent.
Nathaniel, your sister is being naughty.
3 levels of oatmeal. Level 1. If you don't like oatmeal, you're just not cooking it right. There's nothing wrong with a quick 5-minute breakfast, but instead of the microwave, cook your oats on the stove to get a creamier, less gummy texture. This is my go-to breakfast, but it can be improved. For level 2, get yourself a big bowl. In that bowl, first mix together your wet ingredients. I'm also adding protein powder because that's my preference. Then you want to grab yourself a carrot, shred it up, and toss it in with your oats, chia seeds, pecans, or walnuts if you prefer, and a bunch of spices. I'm doing cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg to give it a nice cozy taste. The reason I want to feel cozy is because these are carrot cake overnight oats, which I'm unnecessarily topping with almond butter, carrots, extra pecans, and cinnamon. And these are great for meal prep, but the texture is not for everyone, which is why for level 3, you'll grab yourself 2 of the fruit with the absolute worst texture. But today I don't care about that because mashed bananas give a really nice sweetness and keep our oats moist and gooey on the inside with a crispy top after baking in. If you haven't guessed it already, these are tiramisu baked oats that my mom and I can confirm taste just as good as they look and hardly take any extra work. Level 3 wins. 3 levels of oatmeal. Level 1. If you don't like oatmeal, you're just not cooking it right. There's nothing.
If you spend much time in thrift stores, antique shops, or the weird parts of the internet, you might see items like grape scissors. They do exactly what their name implies. They cut small servings of grapes from larger bunches. That may sound absurdly specific, but items like this spoon were even more specialized. Try to guess what its function was, and keep in mind that all of this silliness started with the fork.
A dirty, filthy, smelly piece of cutlery.
Humans have been using bowls, cups, and knives since the Stone Age, and despite what Google will tell you, spoons have been around for just as long. Forks are a different story. We've had them since at least the 4th century, but they didn't spread throughout Europe until a millennium later. In fact, as late as the 1600s, Britain saw forks as pretentious or even offensive.
And obscene and disgusting, and I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
Charles I declared them to be decent to use in 1633, but it still took a century for forks to become household items. There's a convoluted story that I'm glossing over here, but basically, commoners started emulating nobles, and as dining became more of a ceremony, people started expecting physical compliments to their meals. I'm not talking about applause either. Compliment with an E is kind of like supplement, whereas compliment with an I works like praise. Each word can be either a noun or a verb. But while a plate might complement a meal, only an individual can complement the presentation.
Be quiet!
Anyway, as tableware became more popular, new implements were introduced. That trend had been going on for a while, but it really...
What happened, Chris?
When was the last time he's been to the bathroom?
Oh, couple of hours ago.
Empty toilets?
Like, 1:30, probably.
Okay, yeah, he needs to go to the bathroom again then.
took off in the 19th century.
These cocoa rings?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Go on, fly. You're the annoying one's been flying around the steps for like the last
very annoying
48 hours.
Utensils were meant to last lifetimes. Fashions were defined by functions. For example, after Britain stopped being afraid of tomatoes, they wanted a specialized server. Silversmiths were happy to oblige, and the cycle sustained itself. It was the Victorian version of keeping up with the Joneses, except that it was more along the lines of making the Joneses look like unrefined brutes. Now, hygiene did play a role, and silver does have antimicrobial properties, but nobody really cared about that. Back then, most people still thought that diseases were caused by things like miasma. The point was that each new item added another flourish to the dining experience. Sure, you could touch your nuts with your hands, or you could use a nut spoon to fill your nut dish from the nut bowl, then politely poke at your nuts. That politeness was the real crux of the whole thing, but there was a profound sort of irony beneath.
Come on, Eddie, from toilet. Come on, Eddie, toilet.
Eddie, toilet.
Come on, Dada. Come to the toilet.
Surface. People focused on the manners in the ceremony, but they were elements of an edible dance. Put bluntly, it was fun to show off during a shared meal. So even though they were symbols of elegance, things like tomato spoons and grape scissors were really just shiny toys that you could use while playing with your food. Every gathering was a game, and the winner was complimented on how they complemented the meal. If you spend much time in thrift stores, antique shops, or the weird
Lip reading challenge.
These the only strawberries around? These the only strawberries now?
Yeah. Oh, they're still here. The ones that are like 50 cents.
The ones from last night?
Yeah.
They're here? They're not here.
다시.
Okay.
Are they?
모르겠어. 아니야?
Yeah! Lip reading challenge.
다시. 모르겠어. 아니야?
Lip reading challenge.
Let me show you how I season a brand new carbon steel wok at home. You can already see the difference between my seasoned and unseasoned wok, so let's make it non-stick. Each wok comes with a factory seal of oil, so wash it with dish detergent and hot water to remove it, then wipe it completely dry. This is the only time I'll ever use soap on this pan. Then on your hottest burner, heat the wok until the gray color starts to turn blue, and make sure all parts of the pan change color, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Next, take a tablespoon of neutral oil, like avocado or vegetable oil, and spread it evenly across the surface of the wok. Continue heating the pan for 3 to 5 minutes so the oil bonds to the wok and no visible liquid oil is left. When you're ready to cook, heat up some oil and your wok should now be non-stick. Once you're done cooking, wipe out any residual food bits or use water and a soft sponge or brush as needed. Once the wok is dry and on the stove, add a thin layer of neutral oil over high heat until it's incorporated to build more layers of that beautiful patina, and it will last you a lifetime. Let me show you how I season a brand new carbon steel wok at home. You can already see the difference between my seasoned and unseasoned wok, so let's make it non-stick. Each wok comes with a factory seal of oil, so wash it with dish detergent and hot water to remove.
What was that, Graham?
There's no other strawberries?
No, I don't think so. Just that one.
Then wipe it completely dry. This is the only time I'll ever use soap on this pan.
Yeah.
Then on your hottest burner, heat the wok until the gray color starts.
Needless to say, cheating and hacking.
Right, you need help with that, Graham?
It's cutting all the bad bits off now. Yeah, the good bits. This it must be strawberries.
Yeah, some of these are already bad. They threw it away. The ones.
Some of them are so bad. They're bad again. Yeah. Yeah, just throw the ones that are bad away. A weird time of year for students who are leaving.
Leaving what?
Like one of my students is just she didn't attend school today because apparently she had a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
She left in the middle of my class, like before my class to go to a doctor's appointment. That's the reason it's online. And the next thing I know, I'm getting a message to say she's leaving as of tomorrow.
Like leaving the school?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like no longer attending as of tomorrow. Or I'm like, what?
Did she give out a reason? Or no?
No reason provided, just that she's changing schools to be with friends.
Oh.
That's literally the only reason that's on there.
Huh.
Your friends are like, okay.
It's pretty random. It usually happens like at the beginning.
Yeah. Yep. So it's either a friend is clearly left the school and got somewhere else, or she's been waiting for an application to get into a particular school and it's finally open for her.
Yeah, probably.
Or she's something's been going on like mental health or something. You know, parents have probably been made aware of it.
Was it like a girl quiz?
Yeah. There could be mental health stuff too going on, you don't know.
Probably.
Let's go to the toilet, come on.
Will her credits be converted?
So she basically had to get a thing based on how she's performed.
Oh, alright.
Let's go to the toilet.
Might you put it on the toilet?
Yes, please. Now, if you go to the toilet, please. Did you BJ? Dad, can we dad at the toilet? Dad at the toilet? You take that picture, yeah? I'll be able to tell her I'll also be there in like 2 minutes. I'm just doing nappy. What's your toilet? And then I'm going to go to the swimming pool. Sit up. Good job. Drink some water. Check out. Has anyone tried this pistachio spread?
Not yet. I don't think it's open even.
There you go. Some grapes. Please make sure Natty doesn't choke on the grapes.
Yeah, sure. I'll be here.
Hey, eat your grapes.
Grapes.
Yes, eat the grapes. There should be a ring from Rob soon, anyway.
Oh. For what?
Coming to fix some stuff. He said about 15 minutes, a little bit before, but
Okay.
don't know how long it will actually take him to get here.
Sure.
Bad, so we'll do our experiments in a 20-year-old single-player game, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. The very first thing that people want to hack in any game when they start playing it is money, in-game currency. And we can also start with that. And we can't hack something that we don't understand, so let's ask ourselves, what is a computer game? Well, it turns out it's actually just a program, written in a programming language, similar to what you and I do every day. And if it's a program, then there's source code. In the source code, well, I assume if your game has a player, you would probably create the player class for it, right? And if you want your player to have money, you would probably create the money variable for it. And you could have some additional classes, like maybe classes for pedestrians that drop money when you run them over. What actually happens when you create these classes, though, when you create objects? We know that they get created and put somewhere in memory. It doesn't really matter where at this point, but somewhere in memory. This, in turn, means that the player class that has the money variable is also somewhere in memory. And we also know that we can read and write random access memory in any order. If we find out where the money variable is in memory, or what its address is, where it's located, in theory, we can change the value. Only question is, where do we get the address? Well, we Google. You Google for GTA San Andreas memory addresses. It's as simple as that. The very first link looks very promising. It leads to GTA Mods Wiki. And if you zoom in on the very first value, it's actually the memory address for money. So bingo, problem solved. We actually now know the memory address. And in theory, again, we should be able to tell the computer, you write into this specific location this specific value. And this way we'll be able to change the amount of money that we have. I know at this point you probably have a lot of questions like, where did they get the memory address? Doesn't it change? Why is it static? What happens if I restart my game? Was that the JVM memory layout on your slides? What does it have to do with GTA or Kotlin native? Don't think about it too much. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. Let's just trust people on the internet that the address is right and it doesn't change. And we only have to understand the whole idea about memory and writing and reading memory on a very high level. The rest is just implementation detail. So yeah, let's get to work. We know what to do. We now need to figure out how to do it. Needless to say, cheating and hacking is bad, so we'll do our experiments in a 20-year-old single-player.
This art.
You're what good?
My blender.
Blender.
Trolls his clients by
Yeah.
painting their portraits in an unexpected way. He asks them to stay and watch the process, since his work doesn't take much time. With chaotic strokes on the canvas, he creates an image that barely resembles the photo. Then, he turns around and says, well, that's it, almost done. Imagine the client's reaction at that moment. They clearly expected a different result. While the client processes the joke, the artist is already halfway through finishing the portrait. In fact, this technique is called an emotional roller coaster, which is why his clients leave not only highly satisfied, but also with an amazing result. This artist trolls his clients by painting their portraits in an unexpected way. He asks them to stay and watch the process, since his work doesn't take much time. With chaotic strokes on the canvas, he creates an image that barely resembles the photo. Then, he turns around and says, well, that's it, almost done. Imagine the client's reaction at that moment. They clearly expected a different result. While the client processes the joke, the artist is already halfway through finishing the portrait. In fact, this technique is called an emotional roller coaster, which is why his clients leave not only highly satisfied, but also with an amazing result.
Oh, cool. $1.
Ah, I missed. It's not worth trying again. Oh, look, my wallet. Oh, cool. $1.
Watch me toss this toy at my son.
Maybe it's on the... Careful.
Unbeatable Rick.
Let me help you with that. I got it, don't worry.
Bridge is upstairs. She's in, I think she knew. Yeah.
Welcome to my wife saw it on the internet, so now I have to make it. Today she showed me a video of someone making potato pave. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it looked good. Basically all it is potatoes and butter deep fried, which doesn't follow our diet plan, but I'm gonna let it slide this time. So anyways, once my butter is melted, I'm gonna remove the milk solids with a spoon, and then I'm gonna add butter and herbs and let that all fuse together. And I'm telling you right now, I could stop right here because it smells so good. But I gotta see it through, so I'm getting my bread pan ready. I'm gonna dip each potato in that butter and then layer them one by one in the pan. Then once your fingers permanently smell like like butter, it's time to throw them in the oven for a whole entire hour. Now, if you thought an hour was long, these have to go sit in the fridge for at least another 6 hours with something heavy on top to smash them all together. And if you told me at the beginning of this that I would get 1 potato bite per hour I spent working on these, then I wouldn't have done it, but here we are. So anyways, I'm just deep frying these for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna plate them with some salt, some freshly grated Parmesan, and parsley. And I can't lie to you guys, despite working all day on these things, they look pretty dang good. And now if your wife sees this video and makes you make these, my bad. But for real though, these were easily a 10 out of 10. Welcome to my wife saw.
Hey yo, try this. Black paint and aim, oh God, bodies like Rambo, rest in peace. Please light up a candle. This is the life of a vandal. Oh. Okay.
Mask up when I get is a link. Design of when I'm going to me.
Mask up, hey. Mask up, ho. Mask up. Fucking mask up. Yay. Hey. Oh.
Hey yo, try this. Black paint and aim, oh God, bodies like Rambo, rest in peace. Please light up a candle. This is the life of a vandal.
Did you have school today, Nettie? School?
Okay.
Mask up when I.
Yellow and the plus shape, aka gray, must touch. These two are the homies. That's what I call them. They're very easy to put together. So now we just got to do a puzzle where they're touching. Come on, please. I mean, it could be, oh gosh. Oh, well, okay. Technically they're touching, but this kind of sucks. All right. Boo. All right. So these two pieces now cannot move for the remainder of the puzzle. We have to solve around that fact. Okay. What if we go like this and this? In here, I'm probably going to go green here. Shoot. Okay, so what do we want to do about this area? We kind of can't fill this with really anything. So yeah, we got to try something else here. What if we go light blue and then orange? Actually looks solid. Or we could do, no, let's try orange and light pink, because you can get rid of those. The light pink piece is kind of a tougher piece to solve with. So let's see now if we can kind of finish out the rest of this. Gosh, this doesn't really look that good though. If I go like this, that looks awful, right? Because like here, and then yeah, here would give us the light pink shape. So what if instead we did this? What if you go like that, and we go boom, and then this is not gonna work. Shoot, okay, because here and here, no, there's nothing that will work here. Okay, dang it, okay. What if we instead go like this? I think that might be a horrible idea, but we'll try it anyway. No, it's literally the same thing, but flipped. What am I doing? Okay. Let's try maybe something else here. Let's try white and then pink. Oh, that looks good too. Okay. Maybe red up here. Boom. And not that, but something kind of like that. So let's see. What if we go boom? No. Okay. Shoot. What if we instead went like this? And then, oh yes, dude, look at that. Oh my goodness, problem solving at its finest.
Okay.
Woo!
Do you know how long their meeting's going to go for?
I'm not really sure. But it's probably less than an hour. Most likely. Yeah.
Yellow and the plus.
Let's give me some salt! My friend, how are you?
You okay back there?
Yeah, don't worry about it. What can I get for you today?
I was just wondering if I can get a chicken shawarma wrap, please.
Put the fries in the crust, bro! These are the genius ideas that I've been asking for. But we first gotta ask ourselves, what sauce to sauce them with? And I'm thinking of no other sauce than our garlic parmesan. Let's first shove our fries around, add our garlic parm, and of course, add our cheese. Seal it in. I've got a lot of fries left, so I'm gonna add some barbecue sauce and make a pizza out of them. We're of course gonna add some bacon bits and some onions. I'm hoping this pizza tastes like that. Second cup of cheese into the oven. Looks delicious, but let's see if it tastes better. Your spike going in. Let's try it with the barbecue sauce. The garlic with the fries and the cheese tastes good, but add the barbecue sauce and this pizza is better. Put the fries in the crust, bro. These are the genius ideas that I've been asking for. But we first gotta ask ourselves, what sauce?
But I don't think people realize how successful Bruno Mars is today.
really putting out music. In fact, the last time he dropped a solo album was 9 years ago. And the last time he dropped a collab album was 4 years ago. And all he's dropped recently are these 2 collab singles. But today, he's not only the biggest artist in the world on Spotify. Those 2 singles are not only the biggest songs in the world right now, like literally right now in the US as well, but after being dropped by his label and not being accepted as an artist for years.
I got dropped from Motown Records. You lose leverage, you lose people believing in you because it's like, well, why didn't it work?
Bruno Mars has officially become one of the greatest artists of our time.
He is the most wonderful artist.
But I don't think people realize how successful Bruno Mars is today without really putting out music. In fact, the last time he dropped a solo album was 9 years ago. And the last time he dropped a collab.
What's the smartest thing you've seen someone do? At my high school, everyone knew this guy, Luis, was a drug dealer. He didn't even try to hide it, and practically the entire school knew. The cops would pull him over for just existing, and whenever something drug-related happened at school, naturally, he was the first person they'd search. But every time they did, they never caught him with anything. They cut the lock off his locker almost every week to try and find his stash, but still nothing. One time, someone spread a rumor he hid it in a locker that wasn't assigned to anyone. So the principal ordered that every lock in the entire school be cut, and all lockers be searched. Still, they found nothing. Luis thought it was hilarious, and the administration had no idea what to do. Every time they'd catch kids with something, they would all say, "I bought this from Luis." Luis encouraged them to say it. They would search him every day, and he let them. They'd even bring cops to search his car, and he would laugh while they found nothing. He was driving the cops and the principal insane, until finally he figured it out. Over Christmas break, the principal's son asked him for shoes that had a secret compartment hidden in them. It immediately clicks. The first day back at school, as soon as the first bell went off, Luis was immediately called into the principal's office. He walks in, and the principal asks him to take off his shoes. He takes them, and it turns out his hunch was right. He had hidden compartments in his shoes, but still didn't find anything in them. I guess Luis is absolutely laughing his ass off at this point. When the principal asks why, he has the audacity to explain that it was the first day back and he hadn't seen anyone for weeks. He didn't bring anything for anyone that day. If the principal would have waited one more day, he would have caught him. What's the smartest thing you've seen someone do? At my high school, everyone knew this guy, Luis, was a drug dealer. He didn't even try to hide it, and practically the entire school knew. The cops would pull him over for just existing, and whenever something drug-related happened at school, naturally, he was the first person they'd search. But every time they did, they never caught him with anything. They cut the lock off his locker almost every week to try and find his stash, but still nothing. One time, someone spread a rumor he hid it in a locker that wasn't assigned to anyone. So the principal ordered that every lock in the entire school be cut, and all lockers be searched. Still, they found nothing. Luis thought it was hilarious, and the administration had no idea what to do. Every time they'd catch kids with they would all say, "I bought this from Luis." Luis encouraged them to say it. They would search him every day, and he let them. They'd even bring cops to search his car, and he would laugh while they found nothing. He was driving the cops and the principal insane, until finally he figured it out. Over Christmas break, the principal's son asked him for shoes that had a secret compartment hidden in them. It immediately clicks. The first day back at school, as soon as the first bell went off, Luis was...
I like you.
I like you too.
How much?
This much?
Oh.
Why?
I like you this much.
There's an imbalance.
What do you see when you see me?
A relationship?
Oh.
What do you see?
Fun dates?
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Are you?
Not really, but I'll pretend.
But you're gonna develop feelings that aren't substantiated by anything tangible.
I'll just keep hoping you'll change your mind.
Fully knowing that I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's delusional.
Yes.
You're gonna get hurt.
I'm aware.
Why would you put yourself through that?
Well, I'd rather have some of you than none.
I feel like I should end this before it gets to that point.
Why?
Well, the longer we see each other, the harder the blow will be on you.
So end it.
I won't.
Why?
Because I'm getting everything I want at your expense. You end it.
I won't.
Why?
Because I lack the self-respect to walk away.
What's another situation, Chip?
Maybe we should look for people that actually want the same thing we do.
We probably should, but I like you.
I like you too.
How much?
This much?
Oh.
Why?
I like you this much.
There's an imbalance.
What do you see when you see me?
A relationship?
Oh.
What do you see?
Fun dates?
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Are you?
Not really, but I'll pretend.
But you're gonna develop feelings that aren't substantiated by anything tangible.
I'll just keep hoping you'll change your mind.
Fully knowing that I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's delusional.
Yes.
You're gonna get hurt.
I'm aware.
Why would you put yourself through that?
Well, I'd rather have some of you than none.
I feel like I should end this before it gets to that point.
Why?
Well, the longer we see each other, the harder the blow will be on you.
So end it.
I won't.
Why?
Because I'm getting everything I want at your expense. You end it.
I won't.
Why?
Because I lack the self-respect to walk away.
What's another situation, Chip?
Maybe we should look for people that actually want the same thing we do.
No, it should just...
We probably should, but...
3 levels of fried eggs. For level 1, we start with butter over medium heat. Crack.
People
People love to tell me that scientists are logical, rational, and grounded in reality at all times. And every time I have to break the news to them, I've never worked in a lab that didn't have at least one bizarre secret shrine hidden somewhere. New guy. Oh, why is all the lab equipment covered in tiny toys? Me, do not touch them. New guy. Me, the machines need them. If one piece of equipment doesn't have a toy, the others get jealous, and then things start breaking. New guy. New guy. Me, if something malfunctions, just grab the plastic wizard from the cabinet and wave it around dramatically. It usually helps. No one knows why, but it does. At this point, he either thinks I'm messing with him or that I've completely lost my mind. But a week later, I catch him muttering over a centrifuge while holding up the wizard. He's
I'm super happy because I got some easy lessons coming up this week.
Yeah.
Well, because they're sacks.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do is get the kids doing the test while I sit there and, you know, supervise. I do work that I need to get done or something else.
Actually enjoy your holiday.
So, yeah, exactly.
Trust me, I've finished these things so many times I can almost do it with my eyes closed. In fact, I'm going to. Sharpen your knife, feel the gill, slice through there, pull back, run through. Turn the fish over, find that center bone, let the knife do the work, come all the way down, and just come through. This is the tricky part here. Come all the way down the rib cage, carefully, without bursting it. Once you've got through the rib cage, you should feel the salmon coming away. One side off. Up to the top, knife goes in, come through that rib cage, and off. Lift that up, slice. Second side done. 200-gram portions.
This is what I want.
199. Trust me, I've finished these things so many times I can almost do it with my eyes closed. In fact, I'm going to. Sharpen your knife, feel the gill, slice through there, pull back, run through. Turn the fish over, find that center bone, let the knife do the work, come all the way down, and just come through. This is the tricky part here. Come all the way down the rib cage, carefully, without bursting it. Once you've got through the rib cage, you should feel the salmon coming away. One side off. Up to the top, knife goes in, come through that rib cage, and off. Lift that up, slice. Second side done. 200-gram portions. 199. Trust me, I've finished these things so many times I can almost do it with my eyes closed.
My blade always strikes true. Dance among the clouds.
You have to wait till you
Hear the whisper of my snake.
Killing spree!
What are the chances?
Just filling in time. Yeah. Because I've got nothing better to do. And
Like
the kids
last
have
year.
got nothing. But that's the same as every
The very
Friday.
last thing devolved into, okay, kids, you're going to just have a water fight.
But that's almost like every Friday period sit. It's like, yeah, we should be doing work, but everybody's enthusiasm level for actual work is at almost zero. So we're going to try and get through today. And today everybody's looking at the clock more than anything else.
Yeah, but what I'm lucky with is that they put the best. What's the best? Literally my best class that I find out to.
Yeah.
So it's year 11 literature.
Yeah.
It's actually like 15 kids that pick the subject is actually like reading and stuff. They actually kind of want to. So yeah, all I have to do is give them like a couple of few fun things to do.
Yeah.
That's also helping with the learning just in a more fun way.
Yeah.
And bang, how Friday afternoon goes.
Yeah.
Although it also means that I have to do this week, which is to have an assessment task on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
Which that's not so fun. But literally, it's like the only time I can do it.
But assessment better than the style of the exam.
Yeah. No, because all the assessment is just read this thing and write an essay.
Yeah.
So it's like at least they know they can take the time we've got fly by and it'll be the weekend.
Is there any room for them to read theses in that time? Because most of the work seems to be fictional. And I'm like, well, if you're actually critiquing.
Yeah, so what they have to do in this one this time around is they have to, I give them a passage to read, and they have to connect that passage back to the themes and ideas of the overall text.
Okay.
And so basically they have to know the overall text to write about it.
Yeah.
So they can't just be like, oh, the passage shows this like, on the top of their heads, just because they think that's what the rest of the text, if the passage of the show is like. Because you sometimes get some kids that come in and go, this passage shows us all about like the breakdown of family and marriage, and you're like, well, that's in the passage. That's in the rest of the text. You're you're bringing it out of context. So it's like it's basically testing their ability to read in context and then write nice words.
Yeah.
I gave them a whole list of words for their homework over the weekend was, here's a list of words, write down their meanings for any you don't know, and any you do know, just circle them as, like colour code them green.
Yeah.
And then I'll check it on today. Today I spent the first part of the lesson going through all those words and going, okay, everyone, we're going around the room one at a time. What does this word mean? What does this word mean?
Yeah.
And then so I was able to pretty easily gauge who had just literally ChatGPT definitions and who was like, okay, I properly looked up these definitions and I know what the word means. So the kids that were like explaining off the top of their heads or clearly written in their own words, I was like, yeah, I think my top students are anyway.
But if you gave me that task, I would have just opened Oxford and written exactly what's in Oxford.
Well, that's what I told them. I said, just because you've got the ability to look at the dictionary or use ChatGPT, like, try and rewrite it in a way that you understand it.
No.
And then they had to apply some of them into sentences. So
sometimes when I've read, when I've gone through the dictionary, it's just the word. It doesn't give you the meaning up.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's nice, but what does it mean? And sometimes it uses a different word, and I'm like, no, you can't just substitute a word and say that's the meaning.
Well, I was explaining it to the kids because I was like, the words I was giving them were words like supercilious and haughty, and I was like, these words literally mean almost the same thing, but you've got to understand the levels.
Yeah.
Like supercilious means it's a combination of super and cilious.
Yeah.
Cilious referring to cilia as in your eyelashes, the scientific term for eyelashes.
Yeah.
To be supercilious means I'm looking down at you through my eyelashes. It's kind of looking down. Whereas haughty is like I'm generally just full of myself. You know? So the thing I give is this is me being supercilious. I'm better than you all.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm haughty, it's more like I'm better than you all and I know it, but not necessarily looking down on you.
Yeah.
So they literally mean the same thing, but it's just like subtle difference there.
Yeah.
The kids have to get. So I was like, if you use this one but it's too strong, I'm going to know that you're just using a word because you could.
Yeah.
That's why it's going to end up in the pages, isn't it?
No, fine. But yeah, let me know if you can tell that. These ones are starting to fade really well. But if you can see that one in the middle.
The middle one has a hole.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a recess.
Yeah, you know.
A lot more obvious than no. It's
I think it's a lunch break, not a recess.
Sunk down, not up. But yeah, if you can tell that after a while, give me a call and I'll send it back again.
Yeah, it's fine.
What's wrong here?
Because I'm painting the roof.
He's dealing with our roofs.
What is going on?
I borrowed some white paint from roof. That would feel in and I could tell it wasn't right. So that's kind of okay-ish.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you fixed it.
So if you look really closely, you can see it.
You know what else we did? We got the flat ones here that are not
Yeah, I've been trying to. Oh no, this one's fine. It's flat. This one probably not.
I think the Lego land one's fine.
No.
Jonathan. I'll put some axes in them.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm concerned about this one.
The Lego one actually pretty first.
Huh?
This one's striking.
The rubber back is soft. Maybe it is. Hey,
It's not so, it doesn't run into the walls.
right?
How boring.
Sweetheart, why don't you do it this way? Did you even wash this?
I did watch them. I've been giving them to him. I think he wanted some.
Elf waits until it dashes into stuff and then it decides it wants to change direction. So yeah, just fix that so it's matching colours. But if that middle one drives me insane, I'll come back and second it.
Oh, the middle one.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened with that?
No, I just didn't like me as much as the other one.
Was it the bullet, babe?
No.
It's the blaster, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like it went.
It sounds smaller than the others did for some reason, and I don't know why. But I can come across with a big sand, they go nuts. And shit out of that country. But it should only be sanding to get crushed, not whatever else. It makes a lot less noise now.
Yeah. That's off.
Yeah, I'll let you know that it's about to do something and then tells the world that you're going to do something.
Alex is loving her school at the moment.
Seems to be. If Kat gets a new job, we are contemplating coming and bringing her across to Waverley.
It will just make sense, though.
Yeah.
So you look like a discount.
Yeah, 10% or so.
10%?
That's pretty standard. That's good. We get reps now. But I thought that recent trade apparently was used to be less. And apparently it also didn't used to be a discount. Or if I was a press and I was doing a press. Apparently, well, in the discount ones, it's where only staff are correctly at the store. So, and all of the discount difference in the store.
Yeah.
Whereas they recently changed it. They had a new guy coming in for HR. A good Christian guy come in and do HR. Not that like, the other people weren't good Christian people, but just like someone who's who's to have pretty good integrity and is really thorough in his application to stuff. And he's been, I think he actually worked at Woke in the past, or
what's his name?
in the past. Well, Andrew Dingle, I've got as my deputy principal.
Yeah.
He's really nice. He's really good.
Yeah.
Because I actually had him when I was at Waverley Christian College at the other campus.
So he was a teacher.
He was a deputy principal of sorts, well, back there, or head of something. Head of something that he basically interviewed me to before I could do my placement as a pre-service teacher.
Okay.
Eddie, Greg's.
Hopefully you got a good job.
Yeah.
Did you have an interview?
Yeah,
today.
Today.
Today at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Did you know it went well?
She seemed to be fairly positive.
Yeah.
They were questioning why I had a job, but
I would too.
we hired him. Why?
Why you had a job, or they were questioning?
No, they were questioning. But she put them in perspective and
he does stuff.
She really does a lot of things for you, isn't it?
You're right there, Mr. Upside Down.
So if we hire you, should we fire your husband? Is that what you're saying? The question was like.
No.
Well, hopefully that's an advantage that you're there.
I'll focus on that when they're like, too dull.
Mama, no.
Oh, no, there's lots of bells at school.
No, we're trying to stop
Yeah, we try to break out with bells as well. We our girls play music, and our girls do.
Why not?
Anyway, so they decided in one section of our secondary senior learning centre that they should experiment. So they were trying to they're working for the evacuation purposes. And they broke it. So that was basically going like this. The music would go. The lyrics would never be able to be heard because it was just going. So basically, like some toddler had the remote was going press.
Start.
Then
rewind and fast forward at the same time.
Hopefully, Kat did the job of trying.
Cool. So yeah, she did. I think she did well on her little assignment, but they didn't actually discuss that. So
yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I'm pretty sure.
As long as it wasn't Craig secondary.
No, he's a different person.
Yeah, very different. I'm glad he's your different person.
No, he's a different person. of the time.
He's not available. The main thing is he's not available.
He's in some department.
I don't think it is not
I
available.
feel sorry for Alex if you were both in there and she's also there.
Why?
Because when she's in a teenager, you're like,
The guy we've got head of people strategy and culture, which is basically head of HR, is John Rashid. John Rashid. Right? Actually, no, he wasn't working in the school. He was working in a different organisation as well. I'm pretty sure somebody else we had at some point worked at Waverley.
Unless he was at City Life.
I think he said he was working for like banks or some other organisation or some high level organisation.
Yeah.
he's had a massive lunch, by the way, so
good.
Don't be surprised if he didn't have that much for snacks.
That explains why he didn't have much for snacks.
Yeah.
He said that a while back.
Is he almost eating adult meals?
Oh, way more than adult meals.
Oh yeah, we also got sent. You know, we also got sent
What?
the updated teacher salary scale thing.
Cool. Is it good?
I think so.
Because apparently 100,000 salary now is not considered well off. Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently it's poor.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I guess I'm poor.
Yeah. All teachers are now poor.
Except for the principal.
When you start out off as a teacher on 83,000 at Crest, you can be considered extremely poor.
Jeez.
So hang on, how many years up 10? Let's go 1, 2.
Yeah, there was an article recently. That's crazy. 100 should be well and truly enough. Maybe 100 for the entire household.
Okay, it looks like it leaks up 4,000 every year. Except for
Considering how expensive a block of land is now in a house, so I don't think you can get anything under 500, and that's for a townhouse each thing. As soon as you start going
2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
That's what you get 2 bedroom house, then house.
Yeah. So if you want an actual house with some kind of dirt around it, I think the starting fee is 650.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah. But for a house in Lane Cottage, which a lot of people can't afford.
Not unless you are a double income. It's unfair when you're
But
single.
that's double income at $200,000 that you can actually afford that. Because the high interest rate, like you may have looked at history, whatever. Back in the 80s, they had high interest rate, up around 17% or so.
Yeah, but the price there,
Yeah.
houses.
Much less.
Jonathan's parents' house 20 years ago in Berwick was like 100,000
Yeah.
for bedroom.
Yeah. I was looking at places when I just got out of high school, and you were looking at around 100,000 for a house, and that was normal.
It's maybe 30% of the payment fees.
I know.
I also
Maybe
get.
today.
I also get membership of the college.
Does that be cheaper?
Thrills. What do you mean? Is she cheaper?
Is her tuition cheaper because Nathaniel is there? You know.
I don't know if there's a discount for that paying children kids, multiple kids. Often there is, I think, but there's nothing being documented.
But yeah, back,
No, do you understand?
but back then, that average house price,
Smoothie? Yeah, the houses then is.
like it was 50 to 85 grand-ish for a house.
Yeah, my parents bought their first house for 100k.
Yeah.
It's all for 600k.
And the average house
It's now worth
income,
$2 million. So there we go.
the average income was about 35 grand, so it was half-ish.
Yeah, for even in a single income, if the cost of living is not that high. Like,
Yes, we
Toronto's.
couldn't afford the extras because that was a lot of money back then. Compared to buying a fridge now, and you're like, wow, the house is 600, what's 2,000 for a fridge?
Yeah,
But-
like Jono's parents, for instance, single income, able to afford a house with 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's
You can't do that now. The bank wouldn't give you a loan.
Unless you're earning 300,000 a year.
But then people go, oh yes, but we were paying 13%.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's nice.
You know what 13% on a $50,000 house is?
Not much.
Well, you can
Still
technically
affordable,
still
I think.
purchase a 50,000 house, but it's like in the middle of nowhere.
At 50,000, so let's say you have a 50,000 house. At 13, that's 6,500 that you have to pay.
A year.
Yeah.
A year.
But if you
have to pay half that a month.
if you take a let's say 600,000 house, which is cheap even for like some areas, and you times it by that's point like 4%, that's 24,000 for a year.
Yeah.
So like at 600.
So that's half my wage gone to theirs. Theirs is a quarter
Yeah,
of their wage
exactly.
gone to their mortgage.
Yeah, so even if people are on $40,000 a year kind of thing back then, you can
still afford to live. You can't afford
live.
the extras, but you can still afford to live.
Yeah. That's why teachers actually often talk about the fact that like there's been a massive change in, it's like the governments and other organisations like to go, teachers and nurses are earning so much more than they used to in the past.
And so are politicians.
Yeah.
They're doing even less.
And I'm like, yeah, but we realise that compared to what we used to get paid as a percentage of everyone else, because they used to be like, oh, teachers used to earn like 60,000. I'm like, yeah, but that was when everyone else was earning like 30,000. Like so earning 60,000 like double everyone else's salary.
Yeah.
But now teachers are earning in the hundreds of thousands. And so you go, oh, they've increased by 40,000. Yeah, but everyone else's salaries have increased by like 100,000.
100%.
Like everyone else is now at 130, and you're giving us 100.
Yeah.
So you haven't actually increased everything in proportion. I'd say every profession is different, so that's what I was showing kids today at school through the careers office. I was getting the careers office to come in and talk about the being a lawyer, because there's a whole bunch of students in my class that are like, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer. It's like, you realize how much work and reading and everything else you're getting yourself into, and you're not a reader.
Just have to enjoy reading to be a lawyer.
Also, you have to have a work ethic. You don't have that. I'm not going to say that to some kids.
It has to be given to.
I wish I could say that to some kids, because some kids need like the slap in the face.
No,
Like, if Daniel's being lazy in the future and he comes to me and tells me he wants to do something, I'll be like, no, you're being too lazy at the moment. It's not going to happen.
Pull your finger out. So
Yeah. But so many of the kids that I'm teaching you, are like, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that because my parents are this and that. I was like, yes, then you should know, but if you have a chat with them, just how hard they have to work to do that.
Yeah, and you've seen the amount of hours they have to pull in overtime.
You tired? Thank you. Want some more grapes?
Too much
How about that wheat grapes?
Saturday.
Huh?
Too much food Saturday.
Yeah, too much unhealthy stuff. Nothing ain't got to make.
You should have eaten more coleslaw.
I
personally think it was eating on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday we went out in the city and Sunday and it's so bad food. Well, not all, but most of it.
Well, Costco's really healthy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, hot dogs.
Preservatives.
No, what did I eat?
Preservatives with no form of vegetable matter whatsoever. I don't even do boneless chicken then.
You don't buy chicken then?
No, boneless chicken.
Huh?
Thanks. Boneless chicken. It's chicken that comes with no bones.
People in front of me were trying to load up with 2 things of eggs from Costco. And I was like, you're going to get turned away, right?
No, you
I actually saw some people trying to get 3.
Yeah, no, there was a 2-load limit when I went to Ringwood last.
It's one
Really?
thing limit now.
Wow.
Per membership. Not per household, per membership.
Yeah, okay.
It's per
So
household.
it's per household, yeah. Not like per member, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, we count as a household because she also paying a separate one to me. Whereas if BJ had his own membership,
What?
they might let him.
It's per household.
But if I run in, out,
Yeah,
who knows? Who knows?
You just happen to be running
There's a notification drop on the thing saying this household has already purchased eggs today. Like, what's going to stop me just running in and out and buying eggs?
I was tempted to do that, but I find it unfair for everyone.
No, it seemed to work during COVID with toilet paper.
No, but there's no that time there wasn't any like a membership though. That would potentially buzz if
Yeah.
you know plug you
Yeah.
if you purchase one already. But with Costa, because you have the membership, it would actually do that.
I wonder with that toilet paper thing. My favorite thing about it was all people stocked up on it to sell it, and they couldn't sell it, and then they got stuck with like a whole
I don't
garage
know
full
how
of.
many people broke even, how many people lost money, and how many people actually made money.
I don't even understand what's the deal with that one.
Because this rumor went around that COVID would give you diarrhea. That was one of the things.
Oh,
that,
okay.
a rumor went around that one of the symptoms of COVID was diarrhea.
Yeah, but there's water.
So a lot of people fall into it. Into that.
No, the Western civilization hasn't used that for so long that they've forgotten how to use it. Like the button label just made no sense to anybody.
They've forgotten that water actually can wash you. You don't have to just drink it.
There's actually
We got a bidet.
there's a preaching in Hillsong about that. It's what's his name? The one who went to the pastors who went to London.
Oh yeah.
Apparently at that time as well, after the release, the people were like, you know, panicking and everything. He randomly bought a bag of powdered milk.
Yeah.
And you know, his wife was like, "What are we gonna do that? Never used it before. What are we gonna use it for now?" Like, I don't know. People were rushing, panic buying, so I thought I'll just buy whatever random stuff I can find.
The preaching was about don't get caught up in the panic.
And I think it's more of you know the pressure of the society gives to you.
I mean, we've been overseas and seen people lining up for stuff, and we just lined up without knowing what it was for.
Oh yeah, we did that. Oh my god, it was so funny because you know we don't really. Most of the restaurants in Korea they don't really have an English, version.
You know, in Hong Kong, remember?
No,
We lined up in Hong Kong because it was a Michelin-star restaurant, and everyone was lining up for it. So like, this must be good, and it was not good.
No, but it's Michelin star. The one that I'm talking about is in Korea.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one where everyone's lining up and just says good meat. So we lined up, went inside, and basically they don't have a menu. All they're offering you is all meat. They said 3 things to 1 piece of paper. All meat, because it's English. All meat, all sausage, or mix. That's all the options. There's no fries, and there's no like what meat or anything. There's no description about what it is. That's just it. So you just choose, and they kind of explain to you what it is. And it's like, okay, what are you gonna order straight away? Like, okay, give me 3 meat. So then they given us like 3 big bowls of soup.
Yeah.
With lots of meat on it and lots of different side dishes. How much is this? We don't have any idea how much is it.
Yeah.
We're eating food that we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's beef.
Yeah, you tell yourself it was beef. It's like, this is beef.
Hey, if we follow Trump's thing, it's like of what he said about China, if it applies to Korea as well. They're eating
everything.
Dogs.
Yeah.
They're eating dogs by the dozens over there, or whatever he said about them.
No. Specific.
It was actually fun doing it though, but I wouldn't do it again. What if it's like $100?
How much was it?
That's $10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
But it was very generous, and there was a lot of sides and unlimited stuff.
Okay. So as soon as something runs out, you're just like...
Yeah, they just refill it.
Okay.
And we don't really know how much it is.
Yeah.
It's because nobody speaks English. They're all, especially in the sun.
Could have been worse. You could have gone to North Korea. Now you're here now.
I don't think that you can easily go.
You know, you can actually do tourism in North Korea.
Really?
Yeah, but just like with Russia, well, not obviously not now, they won't let you to Russia, but just like with Russia in the past, you have to get a letter from North Korea inviting you to come.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't understand? We have a lot of food, I'm telling you now. Lots.
No, I gotta go. See what's going on.
Are they home?
Yeah.
I'll go Monday.
Yeah. So I told her I was going to be like 15, 20 minutes here.
No, it's never 15 minutes.
The weather's outside.
Just blame everything on me. How was him? I was just talking lots. That was.
Oh yeah.
You know, you just blame everything on me.
Yeah, we have a lot.
That's a good starting. That's a good starting point. And then I was thinking we might move on to the unedible stuff, like the Maybe the
Right.
veg top.
Oh, okay.
What is it, raw?
Rice. You said unedible, so I said rice.
Rice. We have rice. I think we have rice.
Rice and eggplant. You can put the rice in the eggplant, put it in the oven with a bit of baked cheese on top.
I'm really worried about all of this food.
You're worried about the food?
The boneless chicken can be frozen.
Probably that for dinner. Can I have pistachio cream? Right.
We've got the prospect. Basically, like the television. Have you tried it already?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's actually good.
Why did you say it's actually good?
Because
Something shouldn't be green.
Avocados are green.
Yeah.
it's not very appetizing, but then if it's not green, I'd be very worried.
I thought it should be green.
It's actually good.
I'll tell you what I would be worried about if it was green. Green eggs and ham.
No, you saw what that is, didn't you?
Huh?
Green eggs and ham.
I'm pretty sure that if the green eggs and ham isn't like because it doesn't like mold.
No.
Like that's not green.
No, it's made out of who was the Grinch? What was the Grinch? Not the Grinch. Who's the green dude in?
Yeah, he's the Grinch.
Oh.
No, it is the Grinch. So yeah, it's made out
No,
of.
it's Hulk, yeah.
There's only one left. They killed all of the green dudes, and he was the last one that hadn't been killed yet.
Is that where they made the green eggs and ham from?
Correct. So that's literally his offspring, and
And is that why he stole Christmas?
yeah, because he was upset that they killed the rest of his entire species genocide, and he was the only one left, and that's why he stole Christmas from him.
I encountered a very famous quote from a German pastor, Holocaust teacher Manuel. His quote was, when they came to the socialists, I did not speak up because I was not a socialist. Then they came to the Jews, but because I was not Jewish, I did not speak up.
Yeah.
Then they came to the trade unionists, because I was not a trade unionist, I did not speak up. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me.
Yeah.
Because he only spoke up when he realised that Hitler and the Nazis, particular pastor, were actually attacking the church.
Yeah, really?
Hitler had his own plans. He wanted to turn the preachers of the church to his own cultish version of Christianity.
Yeah.
That basically would proclaim that he was like a messiah type of figure.
Oh.
So he sort of used, unlike with Stalin and the communists who basically wanted to shut down the church, Hitler wanted to co-opt the church.
So essentially, halaling the church, or whatever that version of people's.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
I'm doing this already, but it's really like.
Wifey's gonna yell at me.
Yeah.
I'll have a prime with her and the interview and everything.
Wifey's are good at yelling at people. Well versed.
I don't know about this, Rob. I never get yelled at.
Really? No. You probably haven't been married for that long.
No, I'm just deaf.
Oh, okay.
It's like the hearing.
Makes sense.
Makes more sense from.
Yeah.
You know that behind every angry wife is a husband who has no idea what he did wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, unless he's telling you what he did wrong and he's not listening. He can yell it.
I turned to that as per another thing I saw. My job as a husband is to calm my wife down when she's angry, and when she's calm to make her bed.
But I think one of them's inadvertent. Or possibly both of them is inadvertent. Incidentally making them mad and then incidentally calming them down.
My pun for today, on my calendar was I had
Leave Rob alone.
my pun was
He's got a wife
today
to go to.
is people who
You want him to die?
people who are claustrophobic are better outside the box thinkers.
Well done. At that time on leaving.
You better because it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible.
You know what? You know what?
I don't think the people
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, that's driving you nuts. Give me a call and I'll come back with a big sander and sand it and paint it.
I thought you were talking about me for a second.
Yes, no, I'm not fixing you with a sander. I don't have a big enough sander.
I was like, it's like a bit more permanent. It's needed.
No.
Right, thanks, Rob. I don't think we stare at the roof enough to be grooming about that, so that's all good.
Good morning. We might start looking at the roof and go.
What's Rob done?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you, Natty.
I'll work myself out.
Oh. Yeah, hand?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for dropping by on that.
It's probably very difficult.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, more so than
Thanks,
Oh
Rob.
no. Yes. Yeah.
You get Mama? Give Mama a hug. Mama, stop. Give Mama a hug.
Let's.
Daddy? Mama tired.
Mm-hmm.
You want some Nutella sandwich? That sandwich is that.
Same way you did your one before, just then?
Nutella sandwich is that. Yeah.
Nutella, but the same way you did it before.
Oh, but triangle.
Like this. Mama, like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nothing.
Is nothing like pistachio?
No, di Nutella. Doesn't mean you're sandwich.
Um. So you do.
It's writing tonight. Well, at ABN. So I need to get it organised. That one, the way that you.
No, it's okay. I don't think that we're gonna go on that one tomorrow anyway because it's so cheap.
Is it not enough hours?
What
It's
am
so
I?
cheap for what they want to get done.
What do they want to get done?
And not least clean, but they have like steam cleaning, clean the walls, clean the windows.
Yeah, because it's an endless clean.
They only want to pay $350.
They only want to pay for all that.
Mm.
And the endless clean is usually about $500 at least. Get all that stuff done. That's how much I paid for Hill. $500.
You didn't even do steam cleaning for your carpet, did you?
No, yeah, I had to. It's required.
Oh well, that was like what, 14 years ago?
Yeah, and it was a small place.
Or 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
I mean, it might have been $400, but it was definitely not $350. That's because they use chemical steam cleaning and stuff. Like, Nutella sandwich. Nutella.
And you didn't put a lot.
I did. You put a lot.
That's not a funny.
He doesn't like the crusty bits.
Nope.
Users, people attendance. That's in
Hey, if you tell me, come on, let's go. Let's swim for now. Nanny. Swim for, come on.
No.
There you go, brand
Go.
new. The brand new filter in to replace this old one that we've had for ages. It's getting old.
Oh, yeah.
So we just clean it.
I need to replace it myself. I put in new filter in. They're not functioning what they meant to. The 20 minutes to heal, something less than so you need leaks and make it you made this. Okay.
Yeah.
That?
You need to cook dinner tonight for you.
Sure, sure.
I'm not feeling too well.
No problems.
We'll just make adobo, kuya.
Okay.
If you can prepare the ingredients for me, I can prepare. What time na for Tuesday? Okay. Maybe throw the chicken. Put it in no, there's chicken already there.
Oh.
Yeah, carefully this one, okay? You put it chicken, make sure you wash your hands. Okay. Salt, please.
What's happening?
I'll just.
You better cooking.
Yeah. Can't even walk properly. Nadi, toilet, please.
How are you looking before?
Okay, good.
Like chop with that onions, garlic, that.
Yeah, onions, garlic, and maybe some potatoes, kuya. Huge chunks of potatoes. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's rolled sideways.
Look.
I know, I saw it.
Look, not sideways.
On her belly.
And she's already flipped herself.
Oh dear. That girl, that child,
In what?
is in trouble. Makeup.
This is good, kuya.
Hey, come here.
We don't know pistachio.
Go to school.
Oh my god.
I was going to get you a towel. I'll get you changed over there.
So like, didn't you check what that is last time?
What, the clock?
No, the black stuff on there.
I
So you pick what that is.
Yeah, it's cobweb.
And
I did nothing about it.
You just checked. Oh my god. This girl is trouble.
That's what I said.
Oh goodness me. Drink your water, come on. Drink your water.
Drink your water, Nanny. Come on, let's go to some school.
See, enjoy school. Bye-bye, I love you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your school, okay?
Yeah, let me just walk you by the camera. Fresh. There it is.
Aww.
My face off for this. Oh, very sweet, Mama.
Who are you gonna kiss? Kiss Dada or kiss Mama? Kiss Dada. Kiss Dada.
What's the face?
Dada. Kiss you. I'm going.
Did you kiss me, Mama?
No.
Bye.
Bye, Mama. Bye, Dada. I love you.
Get your shoes, Natty. Grabbing you a towel, okay? There we do. That's okay. Natty, let's go. It's me, come on. Where's your shoes? Come on. Sit down. Yeah. Move your arm a little later. Okay. Listen to me. So that's probably like the range. And then breathe. Still, oh man. Still, man. Okay na ta. Onions.
Ilang onions sir minta na to? I mean, potatoes. Ata? Magkagat sa atin. What? Oh yeah. Scroll X, put scroll X on this page. Wait. What? Interesting. Ah. Right. That's the same. Apa man ang Peerkada Lab? Why the fuck?
Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to explain to you how to use PHP Mailer in your PHP project. Now PHP Mailer is a simple class that you can install into your PHP project and it will allow you to send emails very quickly. Now you could use PHP Mailer or you can just code it yourself. In my eyes, I don't think it's really good to reinvent the wheel because it could take you 2 to 3 hours and a lot of headache to get a script, to make your own script to send an email through PHP, even though it can be done. And PHP Mailer is just a fantastic script. I'm going to run you through how to do it now. So right now I have a project set up on my local machine using XAMPP. So you can go to XAMPP, just Google XAMPP project, that's tutorials.dev/PHP Mailer. That's just a local project and I have a blank. What we want to do is install it. So if we scroll down here, you'll notice that we have a simple way to install it, which is using a program called Composer. Now Composer just helps you download classes very quickly. It puts it in a neat folder, and all you have to do is include one PHP file, and then it will include all the classes that you've downloaded. So I won't explain Composer too much. There are plenty of tutorials for that online, I'm sure. But let's download it now using Composer. So what I'm going to do is go to Command the Composer file. And as you can see, there's a simple example here. So I'm just going to copy the simple example and paste it into our project. Okay, now that it's pasted into our project, we just have to tweak these settings and then we can just test it out. So SMTP debug is basically going to spit out the technical data as to what happens when the email is being sent. So you can obviously switch that off, which I believe is by just getting rid of it completely, or you can set it to 1, which will just, I'm going to keep it there just so we can see what happens. Now, if we're going to be using SMTP, we need to have that selected. If you're not going to use SMTP and you're just going to use the built-in PHP send mail on your server, then you can just remove that. And then you need to type in your SMTP server. So I'm using SendGrid, smtp.sendgrid.net, and my username, and my password. Oops. To type in your SMTP server. So I'm using SendGrid, smtp.sendgrid.net, and my username. Keep it there, which I believe is by spit out. We just have to tweak these settings and then we can just test it out. So SMTP debug is basically going to spit out the technical data as to what happens when the email is being sent. So you can obviously switch that off, which I believe is by just getting rid of it completely, or you can set it to 1, which will just, I'm going to keep it there just so we can see what happens. Now, if we're going to be using SMTP, we need to have that selected. If you're not going to use SMTP and you're just going to use the built-in PHP send mail on your server, then you can just remove that. And then you need to type in your SMTP server. So I'm using SendGrid, smtp.sendgrid.net, and my username, and my password. Oops, my bad. All right, I've just generated a password using this website and it's not really helping. Okay, there we go. I've typed in the password. Now, SendGrid uses TLS as opposed to SSL and the port is 587. So that's all. I've set up my SMTP already. Now I'm going to set up a from address. So I'm just going to set the from address as my address, which is info@mrdigital.com.au, and I'll put my name, Mr. Digital, or I'll put my real name, Sean. And then what we want to do is we want to add a recipient. So this was the sender and this is the recipient, and I'm going to send it to myself, Sean at mrdigital.com.au. Now this gives you the opportunity to put the name of the person who's going to receive the email, but there's probably no use for that. So I'm just going to remove that. And it also gives you the opportunity to add a second person or a third person. You can just basically copy this and do as many emails as you want, but I'm just going to remove that. You can add a reply to email address and a name as well, but I'm going to remove that. And you can add CC and BCC as well, but I'll remove that as well for just to make this as simple as possible. Now the beauty of this class is that you can actually have attachments as well. So let's just say if you have another class which is creating a PDF file, you can actually attach the PDF file into this class and then send it off with the email, which is really, really cool. I might do that in another tutorial, but I'll remove that. And let's just set the subject. So let's just say this is a test email. And then underneath there, we have a body and alternative body. Now the body will be the HTML body. So if you have HTML set to true here, then the main email will be sent in HTML, but then for people who can't receive the email with an HTML editor, it will actually come in plain text. Now as you can see, there are 2 areas for you to type HTML and one for plain text. But what I'm going to do is create one piece of text in HTML and then strip the tags for the plain text. So let's just create a variable called body, and we will put some HTML in there. So hello, this is my first email with PHP Mailer. Okay, and instead of having information typed in here, we just need to attribute it to the body variable. And then with the alternative body or the plain text area, we just do strip tags body. So now that's going to send the same information, one with HTML and one without HTML. And that's it. So let's save that and we will go to our web browser, to our project. I'll just find the project. And you'll notice that nothing will come, it's completely blank, but if we refresh it, you'll notice that it's doing something in the background. And we've already got our debug back, and basically that has been sent. So let's check our email now. As you can see, the email has been received on my end in Google Apps, and it's from my info at Mr. Digital account. It's sent to Sean at Mr. Digital, and also it has the HTML, the bolded hello. Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to explain to you how to use PHP. It's really good to reinvent the wheel because it could take you 2 to 3 hours and a lot of headache to get a script to
also on the description, so you can check that out, and then you can scroll down and you can see composer require php mailer / php mailer. So let's copy this. In order to run this, you need composer installed. If you don't have composer installed, simply search composer on Google, simply download this, and you can click next. For that also you can so copy the command and you can come to the editor. So we are running the command composer. Yeah. You can so click on here and we can copy the code, and we can PHP mailer, SMTP, and exception also from the library that we just imported. Okay, then we are creating an instance for the class, creating a variable here. Then remove this line, and here you can see that we are specifying that we are using the SMTP. Then here we have to give the SMTP details. If you don't have an SMTP server, simply purchase one from the internet, and you have to use the details here. Okay, so here we have to give the host name, and here give the username.
Hi, I wanted to explain how you can change the SMTP server in Outlook 365. This has changed from the previous versions of Outlook and took me some time to work this out. If you need access to a different server like SendGrid or something like that, you need to know these options. So if you go to File and you go to Account Settings, you now have to go to Manage Profiles. Here you can see it says Email Accounts. Now you'll get a list of your email accounts, and if you double click on one, you can now access the SMTP server and go to more settings.
We'll guide you through how to set up Gmail SMTP server. If you find this useful, then consider subscribing and liking the video. For whatever reason you want to go and set up SMTP and go and use your Gmail with it, we're going through this step by step. So let's go and get started. So first of all, you need to go and head to your Gmail settings. So go to the top right and go click on your profile icon, and then make sure you've got the correct account selected and click on manage your Google account. Then go over to the left and you need to select security. Now you need to go and scroll down until you find two-step verification and make sure it's turned on. If it isn't turned on, this is not going to work. With it turned on, go to the top and click on search Google account, type in app password, just like so, and then you can app passwords here. App passwords will help you sign into your Google account. So what you want to do is go and create an app name. I'm just going to type in SMTP like so, and then click on create. Now you're going to be given this password here. After you've got your app password, you now need to go back to the SMTP setup page. So I'm just doing this with a test tool, but you may be actually doing it with a website or whatever you're setting up. So now we need to start filling this in. So for the SMTP server, what you need to do is go and type in smtp.gmail.com, like so. Now for the port, you need to go and type in 465, and for security, go and select SSL. Now for the username, this is going to be your Gmail email, so I'm going to go and type mine in now. And then for the password, that is where we can go and use the app password. So come back to app passwords, highlight the password.